This is part two, folks, for my players in regards to being recruited and being showcased, so on and so forth. Okay? Now, do you ever feel kind of like this when you go to a showcase? Yeah, kind of just not quite there, not sure what to do, how to go, what's going on. Well, guess what? So does everybody else. All right? So hold on, I need to get back to that other screen. Stand by. Okay, that's better. Whew. My eyes were getting a little funky there, but that's okay. So I want you to understand that being uncomfortable is okay. And a lot of good coaches, what they will do is to get you set for these showcases, they want you to understand what being uncomfortable is. Okay, it just makes you better in the long run. Do we get that? So, being comfortable in the uncomfortable is huge. All right? Do we got this? Okay. Great learning moment there, folks. Great learning moment there. If you may not get it now, but you may get it down the road. So, away we go. We are in my notes, and I've got my notes here. We talked about knowing your schools, the majors. We talked just kind of a quick recap, if you guys don't mind. Something that I didn't bring up in the last one. Make sure when you're at a showcase and you go up and try to talk to a coach or talk to a coach, make sure it is okay at that time to talk to a coach. Most coaches during the dead period, they won't go to showcases at all. But on an offbeat chance that they do, make sure it's okay. Ask permission to speak with them. And do not be afraid to ask permission. Okay? So I forgot about that in the last one. We talked about arriving. We talked about moms and dad. Oh, we didn't talk about moms and dads carrying gear. Mom, dad, player. Player. If your mom and dad is carrying your gear, I can't stand that. That's one of my many pet peeves in regards to being on that field. It is a privilege to be on that field. Mom and dad's days of carrying your gear is over and done with. Do we understand this? Okay, good. Thank God you guys get this. Or do you? Only you can answer that. I can't. What I see is what I use, and we go from there. Okay? All right, thanks. Cool. Good. All right, so we got that, got that, got that. I wanted to go into pregame because pregame is important to me. Not only as a coach, but it was as a player. Okay? And even more so as a scout and a recruiter. Okay? As your team is starting to get together to walk down to the field, some people do two lines, some people do one line, some people do, braids. I don't know. They walk down, they do their stuff. They get to the field, they put their stuff in their dugout, and they go from there. Okay? Well, your mindset should be focusing on what the task ahead of you is. Number one, stretching. If you're not going to take stretching seriously, you're going to pull something or hurt something. And then whine and cry and say it's somebody else's fault. Okay? Make sure you're stretching properly. I was your age once. Yeah, once. A long time ago, 100 years ago. And as a catcher, if I did not stretch and do extra stretching, it was not a good thing. I always had to stretch. Okay? Focus on it. Stretch with a purpose. Do we all understand this? Okay? Now we're going to go to hitting. because some people like to do hitting before they warm up, which I like personally. For me, that's the way it should be, so on and so forth. Okay? When you're hitting, tee work is not just, God, I gotta do this. Oh my God, I gotta hit off the tee. I'm too old to hit off the tee. Well, when I see AUSL players, when I see top college programs hitting off a tee, when I see MLB players hitting off a tee to work on stuff, this is when you're doing your drills, your step back drills, your walk through drills, your bounce back drills, and whatever drills that you choose or your coach chooses to work on, please go right ahead. Actually, I have some drills from when I was with Velo Pro NorCal. Um, that is in my library on YouTube. Go ahead and check them out. They're actually a lot of great drills. This is when Haley McClenny was with Velo Pro as well. She did a hell of a job. God, she's phenomenal. Anyway, different story. Time to move on. Okay. Um, when you play catch, or excuse me, we're hitting. We're back to hitting. My bad. Gotta look. I'm getting excited because it's just the way I am right now about hitting. So you're working on tee work. You're working on tee work. You know, you hit a ball, it's this big. Well, aim small, miss small. Okay? Um, if you are using softballs or baseballs and you can see lettering, use the lettering. If you need to use a stitch, use a stitch. If there's a blade of grass, throw your hands at that blade of grass. Do we all understand this? Okay, good. Next step. Some people hit wiffle balls, some people hit heavy balls, some people hit full size wiffle balls, some people hit golf ball size wiffle balls. Okay, it truly depends on your organization, your school, so on and so forth. Aim instead of for the whole ball, try and find a hole. Okay, or some coaches, a lot of good coaches, what they will do is they'll put little numbers or marks or letters or something, and you'd have to sit there and call out the number, call out the letter, call out the diagram, whatever it is at that point in time. So you're actually focusing on what's going on. Now, before you do all this, take 10 seconds. Grab your bat because everybody's got a $900 bat whose fault it was that you went 0 for 3. Just kidding. Joke. Bad joke. I know. I'm going to hell for that. It's okay. Um, Take that bat and I want you to put it out kind of like this. Okay, do we all understand that? Okay, put it out in front of you, top hand, front hand, so on and so forth. Cradle it. I want you to find the smallest writing on that bat and I want you to focus on it for 3 seconds. Then I want you to take the largest lettering on that bat and focus on it for 3 seconds. Then I want you to go back and forth. Do we get this? Okay. Then you go and hit. All right. So you guys are wrapping up your wiffles, your heavy balls, your tee work. Okay. Some people will incorporate soft toss in there. What I like with the soft toss is the same approach as I like with the tees. Find something small. If there's small lettering, utilize the small lettering, so on and so forth. Okay. I know so on and so forth is the freaking phrase of these 2 videos, but that's awesome. I love it. All right. Now warm-ups. Playing catch. It's not just, hey, here we go, we're getting loose. You're playing catch with a purpose. Okay? My outfielders need to play catch with outfielders. My infielders need to play catch with infielders. My catcher needs to play catch with my pitcher, especially if you're starting the game, because by then you are going to know if you're starting the game or not. Okay? Even if you are the number 2 pitcher coming in later in the game in the showcase, same with the catcher, make sure you get loose with a purpose. Okay, so we're going to break this down real quick, real easy. Infielders, when you're playing long toss and you're receiving the ball, use quick hands. I want to see quick hands, okay? Obviously, you need to move out that far. I don't want you going straight into long toss. Okay? I'm not going to give you a piece by piece how to warm up, but I'm just kind of giving you some stuff that I like to see. When you start moving in, quick hands, boom, 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 so on and so forth. But make sure you're hitting glove side. Okay? Glove side, glove side, glove side of the guy or gal you're playing catch with. Outfielders, I need extra long toss. Okay? I need one hop drills. So if you have a hat or a visor on, throw it out about 8 to 10 feet in front of you. When you're in long toss drills, boom, I want you to hit the hat, hit the hat, hit the hat. Do we all get this? Because if you're going to throw one hopper, I don't want a 2-foot one hopper tearing up my catcher, second baseman, shortstop, third baseman. Capiche? Capiche. All right, beautiful. Catchers and pitchers. Now, with baseball and softball, it's a little bit different, but I'm going to give you kind of a meld that I have, all right? When you guys are throwing long toss, catchers, you need to turn. And when you're receiving the ball, act like you are trying to throw a runner out at second, third, or pick somebody at first. Do we get this? If you don't know how to do it, we'll talk about it later. Okay? Pitchers, baseball pitchers. This is where you do a nice 75, well, after long toss, you're moving in. Make sure your long toss, you utilize your lower half. Start working your lower half. And actually, that goes for everybody. What am I thinking? Utilize your lower half. I want to see that movement. I want to see that flow. All right?
Safe!
Pitchers, stop about 75 feet. That's for baseball. And do a quick 10 pitch. Catcher gets down 10 pitches at about 80%. Softball players, in regards to softball pitchers, this is kind of my weak link right here. If I'm not mistaken, you guys do something similar, but it's a little bit longer if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that, but you guys understand what I'm talking about. Your walkthroughs, but it's at a little bit further of a distance. Long toss walkthroughs or something like that. I can't remember. Sorry, it's been a while. Okay, do we all got that? Warm-ups are done. You guys are coming in. A lot of athletes will work on their Kabata drills or their Santana drills or their EDDs, whatever you guys call it. Baseball, Santana, softball's Kabata, EDDs is everybody. Okay? If you're going to do it, don't joke around. Do it with a purpose. Work through it. Want to see also your lower half moving. Okay? One thing that I really didn't talk about with playing catch, which I'm going to right now, is I want to see your feet move to the ball and your lower half move to the ball, not you reaching out and just grabbing it. I want to see how athletic you are, even just playing catch. All right. We got that done. 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 We got that. Oh my God. Yeah, that's awesome. A few things. Remember, this is part 2, and we've got probably one more solid part left, and that's during the game. Respect the game, folks. Respect the game. So if you're sitting there, not putting your work in, coaches will see it. You're not working with a purpose. Coaches will see it. What's the one thing that I've said a lot? You ready? Oh yeah. I'm going to say it again. Respect the game. Okay? Make sure you smile. Okay? So here we go. This is the last part of this episode. I call it the dead time. Okay? We have that time in the game where we're done with warm-ups, we're good, we're loose, we're feeling good, we're trying to kind of go to the bathroom, get everything refocused again or a different focus. And and it's the time after warm-ups in between the game. There's always that lull. There's always that few minutes. It may be 1 minute. It may be 20 minutes, depending on umpires a lot of the time because they're umpiring other games or something. Okay. Things that should have been done before the player hits the field. Players, this is your responsibility, not mom and dad's. Understand this. Remember I talked about last time? Your responsibility, your maturity. This is one of those things that we want to see. Mom and dads don't need to bring you drinks into the dugout. You should have done it yourself. Okay? Do we got that? It is your responsibility, players, to get drinks. All right? If you guys have a short stay in between games, I'm okay with food. Because if you got a doubleheader, sometimes that's difficult. Coach doesn't want food in the dugout, so try and eat in between. All right? That's my one giveaway. Moms, dads, I'm going to reiterate, don't bring them drinks into the dugout. Don't bring them food in the dugout unless, like I said, in between games. Players, use your restroom. Now, something that I like to watch is I want to see who's going to be, there's a difference between joking around and being focused. Sometimes players can put them together, but it's difficult due to the fact that joking sometimes will turn into putting down your teammate, which is never good. All right? Always want to stay upbeat at that point in time. Always want to make sure that you are getting yourself prepared for that game. Okay? Like I said, I'm looking to see who's a good teammate. And at the end of this, or maybe a little bit before the game starts, or not the end, sorry, let me rephrase that. Reverse. You are going to find in this dead time who are the true teammates. Okay? Do we get this? Good. So, the lineup's posted. I don't want to see eye rolling. I don't want to see pouting. I don't want to see people getting pissed. I don't want to see people looking at their parents like, oh my God. Do you guys get that? That is huge. You have no idea how huge that truly is. And I know this is going to sound funny, but everybody can ride pine. Everybody. Barry Bonds did. Okay? Willie Mays did. I know. Some of the greatest baseball players to ever play the game. And yes, they were Giants, my favorite team. Just saying that, throwing that out there. Understand this, players. I'm not trying to scare you, I'm trying to help you. I want to make sure that you guys are able to move on to the next level. Every goal of a coach, a recruit, a scout in a perfect world wants to see every single player move on. But physically, their abilities won't let them. It's just the way it is. That's life. Everybody peaks at one point or another. Some peak early, some peak late, some peak right in the middle. It truly depends. I've seen players that I would have bet my life on would never, ever play high school ball. They peaked in college and played a little bit of minor league ball. Okay? Do we all got that? All right, folks? So, first of all, I want to thank you. Like always, I greatly appreciate you. Thank you to our sponsor, Liquid Nitro Energy Drink and Para Travelers. Appreciate you even more. Oh, by the way, those are just both me. Got to have a little bit of fun there, right, folks? And, you know, with this 2 parts, it's very long and methodical and kind of boring at times, but I hope you guys take it to heart, understand it, and there's going to be a part 3 and possibly a part 4. So you guys have a great one. This is Chris with Getaway Games Sports. Enjoy your day. Do better in your showcase. Make yourself better every day. If you do what you always do, you'll always do what you've done. Okay? Remember that. Thank you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. Bye.